Well, good morning, class. I look forward to working with each and every one of you on this exciting new leadership class. Discovering the leader in you is such an important part of leadership that I can't tell you how much passion that I have for leadership as it relates to the individual human being. And when we talk about leaders, we always talk about people who perhaps affect and motivate the action of others. But what we don't spend enough time on is us. I mean, if we're the leaders, what inside of us makes us want to lead? What makes us want to persevere? What makes us want to make a difference? What makes us want to make others better than we are in what we do? What is this driving force that separates the leader from the follower or the leader from the manager? What type of vision? What type of energy? What type of strengths do leaders have when they take hold of situations? And I have to be honest with you, not all leaders know exactly what to do until something happens. Now, that doesn't mean that all leaders react. That means that leaders sometimes just can't plan a situation. But something inside of them, some type of mechanism, some type of force or energy allows them to focus, to see clearly through the emotional fog, and make decisions that not just benefit them, but benefit others. And a true leader, an authentic leader, doesn't just look at things to benefit themselves. That's the last thing they look at. They look at things that are going to benefit those that are being affected by the decisions that they make, and they don't look back. This is powerful stuff. And we're going to talk a lot about this as we go through this course. And there's a really good book, a good book in Flat World that I found, and it's called The Art of Leadership and Supervision. And I know in this particular class there are a lot of CJ majors, communications majors. We got a good class, management majors. And the most important thing is some of you are already leaders by title. And that's a wonderful thing because you worked hard to get to where you are. But what you really have to realize is that true leadership is that we're all the same. It's just that someone has to be the boss, someone has to take charge, but it's not the boss for personal credit. Personal credit, when something goes right, you don't take it, you give it to the team. And when something goes wrong, you're accountable. There is no retribution to that. This is what this course is going to be about as you go through all of your directed studies. I didn't mean directed studies, forgive me. As you go through your discussion questions, you're going to note that a lot of them are going to be challenging. And most of this class on the grading, when you go through the syllabus, are going to be discussion questions. Because in 3 weeks, we have to be a class. We have to talk among one each other. And the thing is, what's really important about this is the fact that all of you from all your different fields are going to have one common bond, and that is to discover the leader in you and to share that leadership with everybody else that is in this class with you. That's huge. And you're going to be graded on by how you synergize with one another. You're not going to sit there and take a 2-hour exam to do this course. the most of your grading is going to be what you do every single day. You're going to have something in a folder that we're going to talk about. That's why I wanted you to view this video first before you do anything in this course. I want you to view this now that I've released everything except what we're going to do in the folders. That's what I'm building now for day to day, and each week. But I want you to do the following. Okay, number one, I want you to read my instructor bio. I want you to go through the syllabus. I want you to tell me a little bit about you in the student bio blog. And obviously, you're going to read this first. You're going to do this read me first. And it's going to tell you everything. I'll give you an overview of what this course is about. And you'll find out that you're going to be amazed that you can get through like 3 or 4 chapters in a week or more. Because there's something to do every day. This is very doable. All you need is a laptop. I know all of you have like unbelievable schedules, but part of leadership is realizing that it's an integration of things. It's not a separation of things. You don't integrate leadership. You just do it. Whether it be at your job, whether it be at your family life, personal, professional, doesn't matter what it is, you integrate it because leadership is not an ends to a means, it's an ongoing process. And then good leaders also plan when they can. They know who needs to be in what place and why. They're not just familiar with terms and acronyms and things that have to do with short directions on, okay, guys, you know what you have to do. That's one expression that drives me up a wall. When you say to your team things like, you know what you have to do. Well, maybe they know what they have to do, but leadership means giving direction. It's just like an orchestra. Every person is an expert in their instrument. If you look at any symphony, the Boston Symphony Orchestra, the Philharmonic Orchestra, the New York Orchestra, all of these wonderful orchestras have people that have been practicing for years and years and years. But guess what? The conductor is not an expert in every instrument, but that conductor, he or she knows when they put everything together, it's going to come out beautiful music. They know where to grab the music from what instruments, who are experts in their particular fields. We're going to be talking in this class about the value of navigating through our leaders and also subordinates that navigate through leaders to other leaders on the formal organization grid. But how are they communicating? Is communication only from the top down? That's no good. Communication has to be from the top down, from the bottom up, and laterally. Everyone doesn't understand everything the same exact way. It's up to the leader to communicate a clear, concise message. Speaking different languages isn't about diversity. Speaking a clear language that everyone understands is diversity. We have to put ourselves in the position of our followers. We have to make ourselves experts in us before we can become experts with anyone else. So that's my spiel. The class officially starts on January the 3rd. Module 1 will be released for you. I should have the modules built way before that, probably by the end of next week. It's intense. There are a lot of links. I test drive each one of my modules before I actually put it forward because the message needs to be clear. And I do give you a lot of feedback. For those of you that have had me before in your classes, you know I give you a lot of feedback. I don't give you rhetoric, I give you straight talk. And I may not say a lot, but what I say will help you go into a certain direction. If you're working on a thread, I'm looking at how your thread is interacting with everybody else, but I'm grading you individually. So I'm going to put some comments there that hopefully bring you in a good direction. You know, I said a good direction, but I didn't say a right direction because in true leadership, there's no right or wrong unless you're breaking laws or doing something unethical. It's what works. So I want this class to work for you. But again, doing the assignments ahead of time and not going through all the material, you're just shortchanging yourself. You're wasting your money. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go through all the materials. And of course, you'll be overwhelmed with a lot of material, but you don't have to read every single word. Get the gist of what's going on. But mostly, you're going to learn from each other as well as from a textbook, from your personal experiences and things that you want and need to share with one another. This is what's going to be significant. I want you to have drive. I want you to have passion. I want you to love what you do because you're making a difference in others. I've been a teacher for over 30 years, and I can tell you, I cannot put a price tag on when I know a student does well. There's no amount of money, let me repeat that you can pay me for a student that comes back and says, I've succeeded because you helped me. That is the type of leadership that we call authentic leadership, and we don't look back. Have wonderful, happy holidays. And by the way, excuse me, although it's on my syllabus, my cell phone, where you can get me anytime by write a text, it doesn't mean I'll get to you exactly when you call, but in a very short time. Emailing me, I'll get to it, but I don't know when. It's snail mail in my mind. If you're doing a 3-week course, it's intense, just please tell me who you are, what class you are. Don't just send me a text. I can't go by a phone number. There's an infinite amount of phone numbers up there. All right? It's 617-842-2856. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and we'll see you right after the first of the year.